Well, we're leaving. It's Tuesday. I think it's the 26th. And back there is Lamona. And over there on the other side, that town is Los Angeles. And this is the Bahai de Los Angeles, and it ends right up there around that point. And so this is the whole bay. It's a fairly large bay and fairly well protected. A lot of sand bottom, good anchoring, lots of fish. I didn't catch any, but I saw a lot of people with fish, so I know there's lots of fish, and I certainly saw a lot of fish when I was snorkeling. But there you go. I lost 2 fishing lures here from something that just basically just chomped it right off. So, which was sort of a imitation herring drug on top of the water. So we know there's fish here. I just haven't developed quite the knack to catch them yet. And we've gone through several schools of different fish on the way out, and gone by several fishing boats that were cleaning fish. So someday I will catch a fish and I'll get this down. Never had any trouble catching fish in Brooklyn, but these fish are sharp-toothed and pretty big. So the last one just pulled my swivel apart and took off with my bait. The one before that, I had some spider wire going to my lure, and it's just cut it right off. So must be some big fish. Okay, enough of my musings. So here we are. We're heading for that little point over there. It's an island. There's an anchorage there. It's supposed to be very well protected, except I guess from the east. And over here is the mainland. And there's some pretty nasty, thundery, stormy stuff going on over there. And we just had some kind of, I don't know whether they were wind driven or current driven, because we're also in a current. Some fairly heavy swell that just kind of showed up out of nowhere, along with some brisk wind. And so we have our sails down now. We were sailing, and I guess we'll just motor in over here. It's another 15 miles, 13 miles, something like that. So we should be there and at least at our current speed in about 3 hours. We'll get ourselves anchored and have some dinner and rest. Okay, this is Sail Rock. It's kind of the marker to get into this bay over here. And this is Mahira Island. M-E-J-I-R-A. And on the starboard side of that, there's a bay. We're going to go in there. Well, here we are. We're in a place called West Bay. This is the island of Mehije? Whatever. M-E-J-I-E. And this is the little bight that we're in. It's got fairly good protection from the wind we were seeing behind us, which is good. And we're not too close to anything, so that's good. And we are anchored in about 20 feet of water with good 5 scope out, which gets us a little bit out here into the into the waves, but it's supposed to be a mild night. Wind's supposed to fall off sharply, and the wind in the morning is supposed to be coming from that way, so it looks like we're somewhat protected. And then tomorrow we'll head out that way back to the mainland and run about 40 miles up the coast to our last stop before jumping off to go across the mighty Sea of Cortez to Penasco. Well, we are about 13 miles from Puerto Libertad, which is down that way, and we're doing 4 knots and about 6.2 knots of breeze. Robin's reading her Kindle, Ellie is sleeping, Tigger is on lookout constantly, looking out for whatever. And I guess we'll be in there in about 3 hours, I would guess. And we'll hopefully find a good place to anchor. In about 3 miles, we'll get our Starlink back. If Mr. Musk is watching this, you could make it a little cheaper for boaters, or you could make it a little further offshore. That'd be nice. 50 miles offshore, that would be cool for boaters. Anyway, not that I'm complaining. I think it's a great thing. More later. Well, hello again, and here we are several miles later, heading into, oh my goodness, I've forgotten the name of this town. Anyway, I'll put it on the screen. As you can see, it's a power plant. They have a power plant here, and the feeder lines go off in that direction. And they also have, why we're here, a gas station, because we're running low on diesel. So we will be trooping up to the gas station. It's about a block and a half from the beach, so hopefully there's a good landing for the dinghy, and we'll go in, we'll get some diesel, maybe a couple of trips, and then be off again for Penasco. So we did anchor up about 10 o'clock after we got some fuel. I think we got about 46 liters and put it in the tank, and I think we probably have, well, I don't know if that's right, maybe, now let's see, 10 liters and, yeah, probably 46 liters and put it in the tank. And then we got another 22 liters in a can that we just have on deck. And so we're leaving Port Libertad. That's the main town back there, and then this is another town that I can't remember the name of. I'll put it on the video. And we're going to clear this point. We're sailing. We were able to sail right after we got off. So I guess there are 2 fuel stations in this town. One is at that big plant there, and then maybe out on the dock, I don't know. And then there's the Pemex station that we went to. And so we have about a 25 nautical mile sail down that way today. It looks like we're going to have wind all the way, so that's nice. So it might be a nice quiet sail with no fuel usage. And then we have one more stop after that, and then the next stop after that will be Puerto Penasco, and then we will haul the boat out and work our butts to the bone. Anyway, so more later. Oh, and Robin's making us some breakfast. She's a hard-working person. Well, it is right around 5 o'clock, I think, and we are approaching Puerto Lobos, which is just this little natural harbor about 72 miles from Penasco. And weather tomorrow looks adverse as far as sailing goes, so I think we're going to try to push up into here as close as we can and still deal with the tides. I think we have an 8-foot tide going on, and we're showing up here about mid-tide, so about 4 feet either side, and it looks like it's that way for a couple of days. And so we're going to try to get maybe into about 15 feet of water under the keel, and that'll put us at about 20 feet to the surface, which converts into about 70 scope, something like that, which is a good scope. Anyway, there's a little town here, and it looks like maybe right in front of us there's either a military boat or a fishing boat. I'm not sure which, but it's something of size. And there is a little store here, a hotel. I think they have one operating restaurant, and I don't know if we're going to take advantage of any of that, but we will have tomorrow to hopefully go ashore and give the dogs some exercise and see what's up. Well, here we are at Puerto Lobos. There's some really nice houses here, and there's some that aren't so nice. That gentleman in the white truck was very kind. He came up and asked us if there was anything he could do for us. The friendliness in these ports is very, very nice. No jaded craziness. Oh, look at this. Here's a beautiful little conch shell just laying on the beach. In fact, there's several here. I wonder if they weren't cleaning stuff. And there's Robin and the dogs walking up ahead. We're gonna walk the dogs, and then I think we might try to walk up to the little store here, and we're low on fruit, so we might see if we can get some fruit, whatever else, snacks are good. It's Saturday morning, and here we are leaving Puerto Lobos. We're on the other side of the little isthmus here, and those lights are the town on they kind of face the other side. This is the light that's on the point, and once we round this point, we're going to be going to a place called Bird Island. At least that's the common name, and there's a sort of a sand spit there, and a salt marsh, and we're gonna try to get behind that spit for tonight, and then tomorrow, and then tomorrow after we get up, we'll make our last leg up to Puerto Penasco. Lovely morning. The sun isn't quite up. We left about 5:40. Windlass solenoid stuck again, so obviously that's on the list of things to fix at Puerto Penasco. And here we are about 4.6 knots in 7.2 knots of wind at about 75 degrees to our beam, and trucking right along. Had a little issue earlier where we got a little close to the shore. It's very shoaly here. Over there. Like right now we're at 25 feet of water and we're probably half a mile out from the shore. So anyway, things are moving along. Robin's downstairs making some lunch, some sandwiches, I believe. Dogs are hanging out, doing what they do. More later. Well, here we are again. Back there, right over there, is where we were going to stay the night. However, these waves that you probably can't see very well on the camera, but they're probably 4-foot wind waves. They're going right in there where we were going to stay, and wind is not going to drop off like the original model said. The updated 4 kind of had it just stay in high winds. So we're going on up closer to Penasco, about 20 more miles, and looks like maybe there's a anchorage we can get out of this these waves, and we'll probably get there about 10 o'clock, and hopefully we'll be able to anchor, and that'll be good. Otherwise, I guess we'll motor on down to Penasco from there, because we will be motoring straight into the wind, and try to find an anchorage there. Well, here we are at the haul out. These gentlemen have been doing a great job, and we're in the slings. Now they're gonna lift us out of the water here pretty quick. Go up there somewhere. It's a little bigger than the last system that we used to get out back in Brookings.
Ahora se me hace que se fue mucho, ¿no? Dile por qué se recorrieron la banda ahí se bajó el jefe ahí. A ver, tú dices, Mike. Está, güey, ahí está. Hey, it's okay. Fíjate ahí para que le digas que le pare la señora.
after we're over the... They have a little stair right there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
They're going to take us over there, set us down, they'll spray off the bottom, power wash it, and then they'll take us off.
Get a shirt on and a hat.
I don't know that I need a shirt, but yeah, I'll put some shoes on.